Hello, I'm going to show you an optional method of making your head by using the symmetry modifier. Sorry about that. Okay, the symmetry modifier will automatically mirror our geometry and cut down the center and weld the vertices together. And it's going to keep our head nice and symmetric and effectively cut our things we have to do in about half. So what I want to do is show you really quickly how to set up to use the symmetry modifier. It's new in Mac 6, so that's why I didn't use it in the entire tutorial, just in case people with older versions of Macs wanted to use the older way to do it. But this modifier is really nice and makes things really easy. So just setting up the head like we did in the other tutorial. If you haven't watched it yet, I'm going to cover this in more detail in the other tutorials. But what you want to do is use this setup method that I'm going to do right now. Basically, we want to take and make the box like we do in the other way and delete these parts of the faces. Now we want to apply a symmetry modifier. Okay, it was off the screen when I selected it, but it's in the list there. I'm really close to the bottom. Okay. We want to affect the mirror here. I want to select it to go on, just click the axis until it looks right. Looks like the Z-axis is what I was looking for. And you don't want to bring it all the way off to the side here. What you want to do is you want to make sure that the empty hole part is the direction that you're making it symmetric. If you take it too far past, it'll disappear. Hit the flip. Okay, notice how when I bring it together, it kind of snaps together. We don't want to leave it like that because it's when we extrude, it's going to mess things up. We want to make sure that we bring it in some and make this face about the same as this face here. And the only difference you'll see between this method and the other method I'm doing is there's going to be an extra line down the middle here. And you're going to have to work around that. Okay, this is going to make things really easy. Now we want to convert this to subdivision surface by adding the mesh smooth modifier. Okay, go ahead and add an iteration, and in the video I do a render iterations of 3, even though I never show you a render. You might want to do renders periodically to see how your model looks. Okay, when you come back down here, you can apply all the operations. That's going to make it smooth and show you the symmetry modifier applied. And then you can work with this low resolution mesh. So to make it round like we did in the other one, let's go ahead and scale up the sides and top. Looks like this method requires a little bit more tweaking to make it look round, but if you want, you can apply the symmetry modifier after you already make the round version of our mesh here. Okay, and notice how when you move one thing, it's automatically updated on the other side, and that means we're only going to have to work on half the model. It's going to automatically be mapped to the other side. When we're done, the face isn't 100% symmetric, so you may want to add some asymmetry to it, and especially around the nose. When you extrude the nose, most people's noses are somewhat asymmetric. They're tilted in some way or crooked in some way. If you don't believe me, look at people's noses. Okay, see how it extrudes and everything works fine. That if you didn't have the symmetry modifier cutting portion of the polygons off, you would get two separate bulges here. But since we're having it cut down the center and the actual first polygon is way out here and then it slices down the center and welds it, then we're not getting this problem. Notice how this portion right here comes kind of close to the slicing plane. We may want to watch that. It could add some extra geometry that we don't want to use. So to avoid that, you can make sure that all your vertices are well past the slice plane that comes with the symmetry modifier. If they weren't past it, let me see if I can show you what would happen. See, there's a little hole there, and if it's right on it, it could get small enough to where you can't see the hole, and that'll give us some problems. As you can see probably in the video, I'm not sure how well it encoded the mesh smooth modifier. Let's see about a render. Maybe that'll give you a better idea of what's going on here. See the hole? There's like a tweak around it too. Since it's not 100% quads right there, it's pulling our model, and our mesh smooth modifier is behaving erratic. This is what we want to try to avoid with the quad method. And make sure that your vertices are well beyond the slice plane, and that'll fix that problem. It'll be 100% smooth. If an entire face lies on, or entire line lies on the slice plane, then it'll add similar problems. Notice how it behaves erratic too. And if it's directly on and you can't see the hole there, say it's close enough, and you extrude this, see how it makes two bulges? Okay, the way to get around this is to make sure that all your vertices lie well beyond the slice plane line. Okay, that's the basic of the symmetry modifier. Hope I didn't leave anything out. This is really good if you have it. It's new to Mac 6, so go ahead and use it if you have it. If not, you can sort of simulate it by cutting the model in half and doing a mirror with the modifier, make it an instance. The only problem is it doesn't slice for you and it doesn't weld your vertices for you. So you'll have this double bulge problem all the time. Like when you extrude faces that lie in the center, you're going to have to delete out the center polygons and weld the vertices together.